The Chicago business scene is as diverse as the city itself. But we don't always hear from the entrepreneurs who keep the Chicago economy colorful. That's where I come in. I'm Micaela Brown, and this is the Minority Report. While he's most recognizable in Chicago for crushing opposing players, Idonije is more than just a former Bear. He is a comic book creator, the head of a nonprofit that helps underserved communities, and a manufacturer. I met with him in his Blessed Communion plant to talk about working his way up from a modest upbringing to become an NFL superstar. What I found interesting about your background is you went from picking strawberries and milking goats. How has that modest upbringing shaped who you are today?
Just having a family that was just so rooted in community and rooted in service, it was a key part of formulating who I am. And working on a farm every summer, like you said, picking strawberries or carrying chickens and milking cows and goats, that was just life out in the country and in the rural area where we lived. My father and my mother did a great job of just bringing us up, understanding who we were.
You went from playing in the NFL to literally making juice. How did those two things go together?
Well, it's funny. It's probably one of the things that shock and surprise most people. I never went to school for business, but in 2008, one of my mentors told me that whatever I wanted to start doing post my football career, that I needed to start now, that if I started when football was over, it would be too late. So I tried my hand in everything, and Blessed Communion was one of those things that I got involved in. In 2009, we purchased the company. It's been an incredible experience, and now today to be the lead manufacturer and distributor of pre-filled communion supplies in the country, it's just a great feeling.
What do you think some of the biggest mistakes that millennial athletes are making in business, and what can they do to change it?
Today, my advice to a younger me would be, slow down. And at the end of the day, it's all about the formula. There's a formula to being successful in business. There's a formula to making, hundreds of millions of dollars every year. You just don't do that by accident. So taking the time to really understand the formula and understand what aspects business really entail, from top to bottom, to run a business successfully, what all those pieces entail, and starting to put together a team to help you, bring your vision for whatever that platform is to make it a reality.
Let's talk about what's wrong with you. What would you say is one of your biggest flaws?
I mean, plenty of flaws. Just learning that, one, you got to bring on the right people, and you have to be able to be willing to let go and let people do what they do best. Because there are a lot of things that I don't do well. And I've got to be able to say, hey, this is what you do. This is your area of expertise. And I trust you to do that to the best of your ability.
All right, so we're making juice, and then you're making comic books. I'm so confused. So tell me a little bit more about the comic books and how you are creating athletes into heroes for children.
Well, the concept started in 2007. I was in training camp in Bourbonnais, Illinois, while I was with the Chicago Bears. That year, I just decided I wanted to tell a story. The story I wanted to tell was the mythology behind the athlete. All these great athletes across all these varied sports, across the world. What was the source of their ability? We take our real life athletes and we're giving them comic hero-esque type abilities. So we have our first 15 sports heroes that we're launching. We're gonna do t-shirts and all types of fun products and merchandise that fans of these athletes will be able to support their athlete through. And for every purchase, a portion will be going to the charities that the athlete supports. We're very excited. It's something that's new in the space. Comics, sports entertainment, two great platforms, and now we're bringing those together to create a new platform and a new way to bring on fans from both the comic entertainment side and from the sports world.
If you could create a comic book that showcased this interview, what would you call it?
Yeah, I don't know what I'd call it, but I do know this. It would be an amazing story. I'll be like the muscle in the story. You'd be like the intellectual,
okay.
You know.
I mean, I could be the muscle too. You could actually be the intellectual and people would think that I wouldn't be the muscle.
You want to be the muscle?
I could be the muscle. So it would be kind of like a Jedi mind trick.
I could be the intellectual, you could be the muscle.
He got the glasses and everything.
You know what?
I got like the Superman cape.
You do have the Matrix cape on. That's official, right?